Episode 135 of the State of the Old Republic podcast was originally recorded on November 26th, 2025. It's the State of the Old Republic podcast. This week on the show, the developers held a live stream to talk about everything coming in 7.8, which includes the highly anticipated continuation of the legacy of the Sith Story, Galactic Threads. Also this week, there is an amazing new Dynamic Encounters event coming to Dantooine. I'll tell you all about how it works and give you some hands-on impressions from my time on the PTS. And finally this week, did Keith Kanneg tell us we're going to get an expansion next year? I'll share my thoughts on that and tell you about some cool stuff you can get in 7.8, some for free, some you can work for, some you have to pay for. And with that, it's time to make the jump to Lightspeed.
And cue the moron.
Welcome to episode 135 of the State of the Old Republic podcast. I'm your host, Ted, and as you heard in the opening, I've got another great show lined up for you today. Well, a little later, I'll tell you about the Master of the Fight bundle, Mobile Market Edition, but this episode is the Mobile TED edition. I'm on a boat. I'm somewhere in the middle of the Eastern Caribbean. I've got a pina colada in hand.
Don't forget the little umbrella.
And a lot to cover. On November 19th, Broadsword held a live stream to talk about Game Update 7.8 Pursuit of Ruin. And this looks to be their largest update of the year. There's the Dynamic Encounter event on Dantooine, the start of PvP Season 9, the 14th anniversary, Life Day, amazing cartel market offerings with collection unlock sales, and of course the continuation of the legacy of the Sith Story with Galactic Threads.
I'm not here to justify what happened. Shay needs to answer for what she's done. We're here to help put an end to all of this, however we can.
I heard you were going hunting for a hidden chain trader.
Ras is ready to assist you in the field. Let's get some answers.
I'm so pleased you could join me.
Darth Nul's laboratory. Let's see if Malgus left anything behind.
He still seeks to upend everything. Do not underestimate him.
Finally, a year after it was supposed to be released, we're going to be able to play Galactic Threads. Picks up immediately after the events of Desperate Defiance, which, if you recall, ended with us in possession of Darth Nul's holocron, possibly at the expense of Sahar and her brother Rakan. The hidden chain remains a very visible threat, not only to us, but to the Republic and the Empire. And let's not forget that cliffhanger of a moment when Shae Vizsla and a band of mercenaries staged a daring prison break where they freed Darth Malgus. Now in Galactic Threads, we'll investigate 4 key storylines: pursuing Darth Malgus and Shae Vizsla, learning more about Darth Nul's holocron, facing the threat of the hidden chain, and learning more about Darth Malgus's plans for the greater galaxy. I believe we'll have some flexibility to choose the order in which we dive into the story. I don't think it's entirely linear. And in each thread, we'll be working with different people. Ras and Jakaya Ordo come knocking at the door to salvage what's left of our alliance with the Mandalorians. Even they've had enough of Shae Vizsla at this point. Here's what lead writer Caitlin Sullivan-Kelly had to say about Ras in the live stream.
Ras is there as well, looking kind of mean. A little more than usual. He's usually our happy-go-lucky, everything's going to be A-okay companion. But he sees this abandonment by Shae as like a huge betrayal. Goes against everything that Mandalorians should stand for. Very backhanded, and he is desperate to also find Shae, but probably for different reasons than Jakaya. He wants to see justice done, but his idea of justice might be tinted a little bit by his anger about why Shay did what she did.
We're going to get a lot of time with Ras.
Yes,
Which is very fun.
We'll be working with Ras specifically to track down someone who can hopefully help us point the way to Shay.
I like working with Ras. He's one of the better new characters. I just hope he doesn't need to wear his shuttle crashing pants this time around. Republic players will work with Arn Peralin, and Imperial players will work with Major Henri, both assigned to help explore the temple on Elam where Darth Nul's holocron was first discovered. And of course, if there is an excavation and dig site to be explored, then Talos Drellick won't be too far behind. We'll be working with him, but not in the way we're normally accustomed. Here's Caitlin talking about Talos on the live stream.
He needs a very specific bit of technology that can only be found on Nar Shaddaa. But even though he is very smart, he's not very streetwise, and he needs someone to come hold his hand.
He needs a little
on Nar
help.
Shaddaa, yeah, so he can find who he's looking for.
Make sure he doesn't wander down any alleys that
Exactly.
he's not supposed to be in.
Yep.
We must protect.
Well, hopefully Talos won't channel his inner Marcus Brody from Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade on this one.
I still remember some of my combat training.
Let's hope you do. We'll also be working with Akavi Spar, who is tracking down a hidden chain defector who is hiding in the desert sands of, Tatooine. Why can't these people ever flee to the Hutt pleasure worlds so we can track them down there? And last but not least, we'll get Lana Benico out of the meeting rooms and back in the field. Here's what Caitlin had to say about working with Lana this time around.
The first time Malgus tried to take over the Empire for himself, it did not go well for him, and the Emperor's fortress, which is a giant stealth space station that Malgus took over, ended up crashing to the surface of Ilum. Now, in this update, our people on our team have actually located the ruins of the Emperor's fortress. So Lana goes with us to investigate because we've lost contact with our team. There's a bunch of spooky, scary, mysterious stuff there, but we're going to delve down and try to find all the secrets that Malgus was looking for.
I'm glad we're working with Lana on what looks to be the Malgus thread and learning about his plans for the galaxy, and not the hidden chain or Shay Vizsla threads. I'm still on the fence about how I feel about Shay, but Lana clearly has had enough and is ready to strike her down with or without our blessing. I'm not ready for that yet. Well, that's it on Galactic Threads. I'm excited to finally be able to see it and advance the story further, have some fun, and maybe gain some clarity on where this is all going. Isn't the only planet where space stuff is falling out of the sky. The Wreckage on Dantooine is a brand new dynamic encounter-based event coming in 7.8, and we have more information on how the event will work. The Wreckage on Dantooine is a repeating event that takes place in 3 unique biomes. You go to each biome, complete the dynamic encounters, which are all shared encounters, by the way. As you complete them, the biomes level up and different encounters and challenges pop up. Once all the biomes reach max level, you unlock a new 4-player boss called the Orbital Core. The Orbital Core will open for a short period of time, after which the event resets and starts all over again. The Orbital Core is a Master Mode level boss that requires a tank, a healer, and 2 DPS to defeat. It will be tough in the beginning, but as you play through the event, you will earn reputation with the GSI that will allow you to acquire items you can use to mitigate the boss's difficulty. Here's what senior world designer Joe Graves and Eric Musco had to say about the boss on the live stream.
Is that the boss is obviously meant to be master mode. And as Joe said, we know that there's people, I can't see chat from where I'm sitting, but I can see people chatting over there, is basically, we're not expecting that the first time you run up against that boss, that most people are going to be able to defeat a master mode boss the first time. And that's okay. There's other stuff to do when the boss window's open and all that stuff.
Yeah. When the biomes are at max, there's actually other stuff that changes.
Yeah.
So there is stuff for you to be doing when the boss is running, even if you're kind of beating your head against it a little bit.
And there's all kinds of stuff like the biome hazards and all these things that are kind of just, mucking up the works for you when you're in there. But there's lots of gameplay focused benefits for you to earn over time as you're working through the reputation and earning all these additional rewards. And so for the boss very specifically, even if you can't right out of the gates beat a master mode boss, which a lot of people won't be able to, as you work your way through that rep and you're earning some of these additional gameplay benefits, eventually, me too, can get eventually to the point that I can pick up some strangers or my own friends. I'll convince Joe maybe to come help me or Keith to come defeat a boss who probably won't feel like a master mode difficulty boss eventually either.
No, eventually not.
Eventually not. So
the key thing here is that this event is designed to keep you coming back. Maybe not indefinitely, but completing the reputation track will take months, not weeks. This is a group-based event and it's going to need people running it to be successful. I gave it a look on the PTS and it's a beautiful area, but it's tough. It's designed for level 80s, and in mostly 344 gear, I was able to complete quite a few of these encounters on my own, but there were some that I could not manage to solo. This is definitely a more the merrier event, and in order to keep it viable, it's going to take a long time to complete. The rewards we can earn include armor sets, titles, decorations, mounts, pets, and the Dantooine Stronghold. The sources of these rewards include the Reputation Vendor, completing encounters, killing enemies, secret vendors, boss drops, and achievements. Regarding the Dantooine Stronghold, you'll be able to earn it and all the room unlocks via the GSI Reputation. Nothing hidden or special here. However, as I mentioned, earning Reputation is meant to be slow, so it will be some time before you can unlock the entire Stronghold. The Stronghold is beautiful. You can see the Jedi Enclave. Don't worry, the Empire and Republic are gone. It's peaceful there now. There's a hidden cave room and the incredible greenhouse space. And between this event and the Spring Abundance Festival, there will be plenty of Dantooine-themed decorations you can earn, to mention the menagerie of creature mounts and pets that you might already have to fill up that barn space. What can I say? I have more strongholds than I need, but fewer than I want, and I can't wait to move into this one. The Wreckage on Dantooine is a huge event designed to keep you and your friends busy for some time. Once this goes live, chances are, if you're looking for someone in-game and wondering where they are, the answer is probably Dantooine. They're on Dantooine. Galactic Threads and the Dantooine Wreckage event are more than enough to keep us busy until the next update, but there is a lot more happening than just those two things. PvP Season 9 Gladiators of the Outer Rim starts with Game Update 7.8 and will run for 16 weeks. It's the same as other seasons, except this time Broadsword is adding a jetpack mount as one of the rewards. There are also some cool jetpack-themed decorations, like the Jetpack Design Station. Beyond that, it's your typical PvP season. The jetpack and decos look kinda cool, and since I'm basically done with Galactic Season 9, I might dip my toes into the Sarlacc pit of PvP this time. Well, believe it or not, SWTOR turns 14 this year. That's quite a milestone. Congratulations to Broadsword and everyone who has worked on this game. Every year I see people posting videos such as, is SWTOR worth playing this year? Or telling everyone the game is on the wrong track, yada, yada, yada. But here we are 14 years later, and we're pretty much guaranteed to see SWTOR turn 15 in 2026. Now this year there is a new Mech Havoc Squad mini droid pet you can get from the anniversary vendor. They didn't have a picture of this one, so I don't know what it looks like, but it's probably red and white. The Coruscant and Droman Khas strongholds can be purchased for 14 credits each, and if you are missing any of the previous anniversary items, you'll be able to pick those up from the anniversary vendor as well. There are items such as a flare and the Senya Tyrol holo statue that are per character, So if you're like me, you have some new characters that don't have these items. Running alongside the anniversary event are a 50% collection unlock sale, and all inspired by items will also go on sale in the cartel market. The SWTOR anniversary will run from December 16th through January 6th. Life Day is coming as well. It too starts on December 16th and runs through January 13th. No new events this year. It's still the same Wookiee-hugging, snowball-throwing event that you've come to love or hate, or both. There is a new Life Day mount, the Vectron Tinsel Taxi. No word on whether it's a reward you can purchase with snow-covered parcels or a cartel market item. Last year's Life Day mount was a cartel market item, so don't be surprised if that's where you have to go to get this one. And if that weren't enough, there will be a double XP event starting on December 23rd and running through January 3rd. If you're a subscriber, you might want to get a couple of XP boosts from the subscriber vendor and really turbocharge your leveling. Now, there are a slew of new items coming to the cartel market in 7-8. There is a new reforged Havoc Squad armor set. It has 2 chest pieces, one with a bandolier and one without. It's the armor set featured in the original Hope trailer for the game, and I believe it's a modernized version of the current in-game Havoc Squad armor set. They did something similar with Shae Vizsla's armor set a while back. There is a new Yavin 4 themed utility bundle. These are things like mailboxes, cargo holds, and GTN kiosks. And this one looks really good. The Drummond Cost utility bundle is my favorite, but this one is right up there. It's clear a lot of thought went into it. The utility bundle isn't the only set of Yavin 4 themed decorations. There is a new equipment bundle which has 21 different decorations, including some lights which have some really cool color changing effects. The other decorations are nice as well and fit thematically and aesthetically with some of the decorations awarded as part of Galactic Season 9. And if you want to get some cartel coins, you might want to take a look at the new Master the Fight bundle that's available now. I'll take a look at that just ahead. Master the Fight bundle is here. It's called the Mobile Market Edition. The price is $99.99, which is consistent with previous Master the Fight bundles. This edition, however, includes more content. If you purchase this bundle, here's what you'll get. 180 days of fixed subscription time, that's 6 months, plus 600 cartel coins per month. 5,500 cartel coins granted instantly. The BN4UC GTN Access Droid, the BN LTR Mail Delivery Droid, the BNT0 Utility Droid Mini Pet, 5 gray and red vulcanized dye modules per character, 5 red vulcanized and gray dye modules per character. And you get the GDU MG Droid Carrier Mount, which is companion and mini pet compatible, rideable at level 1, has a probe droid deploy flourish, and has a base speed as fast as speeder rank 5. That's a lot of content. And for clarity, the GTN Access Droid is a toy that allows you to access the GTN, and the Mail Delivery Droid is a toy that allows you to access your mailbox. Both function similarly to legacy perks available in the game. The mount is unique and not a recolor of an existing one. The dye modules are also unique and cannot be obtained from the cartel market. So, is this a good deal? Well, if you're a perpetual subscriber who regularly spends cartel coins and enjoys collectibles, then yes, it's a good deal. A 6-month subscription alone costs $77.94, and purchasing 5,500 cartel coins costs $39.99. You're paying $99 for $117 worth of items, plus the toys, mini pet mount, and dies. Even if you only have a 6-month subscription and never buy cartel coins, you're effectively paying $22 for the coins, toys, mini pet mount, and dies. It's a legitimate deal. Broadsword isn't grifting roast Gorak here.
Get your hot Gorak! 3 wings for 1 credit, or get 10 wings for 5 credits.
I'll take 10!
How about 20 wings for 20 credits?
What a deal!
There is a catch, though really more of a conundrum. This is the 4th Master of the Fight bundle Broadsword has released. We had the Firebolt edition available from July 30th, 2024 to September 23rd, 2024. The Starbolt edition was available from November 14th, 2024 to January 14th, 2025. The Stormbolt edition was available from April 29th, 2025 to June 17th, 2025. And now the Mobile Market Edition is available from November 25th, 2025 to January 13th, 2026. We seem to get a new bundle every 4 to 5 months. If you have an active subscription, you likely have some days remaining on that subscription. By purchasing these bundles, you are prepaying for game time and adding days to your recurring subscription. For example, if you have 179 days remaining on your subscription and purchase the bundle, you now have almost a year's worth of game time that you paid $77 for on top of the $99 you just paid for the bundle. It stands to reason that in April 2026, a new bundle will be released. If you buy that one, you'll add another 180 days to your subscription, pushing your next billing date even further out. By purchasing these bundles, you're accumulating game time you may never use. At some point, you'll have to skip buying a bundle if you want to use all of your existing game time. Overall, though, these bundles are a good deal. Think of it as a new 6-month subscription tier that comes with amazing collectibles you can't get anywhere else. Well, that's all I have to say about this one today. I'm going to revisit this topic in a future episode after Keith Kanneg has given us his holiday producer letter and roadmap, and I'll talk about bundles versus paid expansions and more. The Master of the Fight Bundle Mobile Market Edition is available now and will disappear on January 13th, 2026.
Red hot Gorak! Final sale! Everything must go! Anybody? Anybody?
I think we can all agree that the most exciting part of the live stream was the end. Well, not the end, but the part where executive producer Keith Kanneg came on and effectively told us everything by not telling us anything. Take, for instance, the release date for Game Update 7.8. Here's what Keith said on the live stream.
So I've agreed not to say the date. I have, right?
Oh, no.
Because we don't have it. But I didn't tell him I was going to give you hints.
No. Oh, no.
So it's before our anniversary.
That's, there you go. That's fair enough.
And it's definitely not the first week.
Let me save you from doing the math of figuring out the date. Chances are it's going to go live on December 9th. That was good information, but it was just the beginning. Here's Keith talking about his upcoming producer letter.
We're not going to tell you what Keith's going to put in his producer letter, but at least we wanted to make sure to appoint.
No. Right. Here's the issue that we have, right? We know that it's been a long time since we had Story coming, and we're giving you the Galactic Threads. But just so you understand what's coming, what I am going to do in the producer letter is actually give you the entire roadmap for next year. Oh. Because we're going to be wrapping up Legacy of the Sith, right? So the storyline for 7.0 is actually wrapping up, right? And the question will be, well, what are we going to do next? Well, instead of just saying, okay, now you hear all this stuff, the story's dead, we're not going to do anything else. That's not true. We've got a lot more coming, right? And at the end of the year, we'll have a surprise for you. But I'm not going to tell you that today. I'm going to put that all in the producer letter and give you an opportunity to read what we're doing for the entire year.
So
I think at this point, predicting that there will be an expansion at the end of 2026 is like predicting it will be cold on Hoth, hot on Tatooine, humid on Yavin 4, wet on Manan. Well, you get the idea. The big question I have is, will 8.0 release in December 2026, or will it be the first update of 2027? How many more story updates are left for Legacy of the Sith, and what's the release schedule for that? Will there be a beta test for 8.0? Of course, we expect story in 8.0, but what about other features? New level cap? New gear rating? Changes to how we obtain gear? Maybe crew skill and companion changes? There's a lot more that we typically expect in an expansion than story. I don't expect to see those details in the producer letter, but I think 2026 could be a very exciting year for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Few more things before I let you go today. First, the subscriber log-on event is wrapping up. It ends on December 9th, which means on December 9th, the currency that you have and the vendor will disappear. Remember to log on and get your last few tokens, and remember to spend them before December 9th, or you'll be very sad. There is an active Twitch drop happening right now. You have until December 4th to earn the Voss picture decoration. Just watch 1 hour of live SWTOR content, try Swartorista, Eliva, or Kitty Kissies, or whoever your favorite streamer is. And remember to connect your SWTOR account to your Twitch account. And lastly, if you want to see a picture of me recording this episode with that pina colada in hand, you can find it on X, Blue Sky, and Instagram, as well as on SWTORpodcast.com. I'll have links to my social media in the show notes. And that's the state of the Old Republic for today. Let me cut in the sublight engines and cue the music and congratulate you on surviving another half hour listening to episode 135 of the State of the Old Republic podcast. I'm your host, Ted, and I thank you for tuning in. You can find this podcast on Buzzsprout, iTunes, and wherever else you find your podcasts. I'm also back to putting these on YouTube. You can listen to the show directly from the show site, which is SWTORpodcast.com, and there is an RSS feed where you can subscribe to the podcast directly. If you have a question for the show, you can email me at SWTORpodcast@gmail.com. I appreciate you, and until next time, remember the Sith code: cake is a lie.